guys, I'm going to go over semicolons and colons. This is stuff that was in your digital notebook last week, but since you have an assignment on this, I wanted to go ahead and review it. And since I didn't see you last week, I thought it'd be a good idea anyways. So when you're using a semicolon, there's a few different ways to do it. So the first is to join two independent clauses, and you're going to do this without a coordinating conjunction. So we can go to the museum to do some research. It's pretty quiet there. Both independent clauses joined by your semicolon. Notice no capital at the beginning. You really just want to use this when the clauses are like directly related. So if you would have combined the two sentences with so, the coordinating conjunction so, then that's a good place to use semicolon. You can use it in other occasions, but it's most typically used when you have some kind of cause and effect relationship. So you can also use semicolons with conjunctive adverbs. So words like however. So we have our independent clause, and this is also an independent clause, even though it begins with that conjunctive adverb, however. Okay? Semicolon, same thing, no capitalization of the first word after the semicolon, but you have independent clause here, independent clause here. You can also use a semicolon to separate units of a series when one or more of the units contains commas. This is because if you're using a bunch of things with commas, then it's just going to get super confusing. So you got cities and states here, Moscow, Idaho. Sorry, my dog is barking. So we have the comma that separates the city and state. So then we separate that with a semicolon. Springfield, California. There's your comma. Semicolon. Alamo, Tennessee. Comma. Semicolon. And other places as well. Notice that is not a independent clause like you have to do in this rule. So, sorry, my dog is climbing on me. That final semicolon, when you use it in this manner, you don't have to have that independent clause there. Okay, so colons. You're going to use a colon to introduce an item or list most commonly. The list would come after a complete sentence or an independent clause. So in this example, we have this independent clause followed by your colon and your list. Okay. You can also use a colon to introduce a bulleted list or a numbered list. Some of you guys, I think, did that with your process analysis. And then you can also use it to introduce extended quotations or just quotations in general. I usually just use colons when I have an independent clause to introduce my quote. So here you got your introduction to your quote followed by your colon, and then you have this extended quotation. We haven't talked about citing those yet, but we will. So you're going to see some examples of this with the ACT practice you're doing this week in your digital notebook. And then, of course, you'll have the assignment due this week as well. Let me know if you're confused about any of it, and I'll be more than happy to help you.